In this video, I'm going to show how to instantly relieve outer hip pain. Stay tuned. Hey everyone, Dr. Rowe coming to you from SpineCare in St. Joseph, Michigan. So if you're dealing with a lot of pain on the outer part of your hip, definitely check this video out. What usually causes this is a blend of weakness and tightness that builds over time in the main muscles that support this area. These muscles include the glutes or the buttocks. To fix this, I want to go over really easy exercises that are going to help stretch and strengthen these main muscles for both quick and long-lasting relief. Just as a quick note, each one of these exercises works differently. They're going to target different muscles and be shown in different positions. To get the best results, go through them all and use what gives you the most relief. With that being said, let's get started. Here's a really good exercise that we can do in bed or on a floor. Just lie flat on your back like this. Have your legs roughly hip width apart, knees bent, feet flat. Start off by taking your heels and gently pressing them down into the floor until you feel the muscles around the hips start to fire. You're going to hold this and now slowly swing your knees downward towards the floor, moving through your hips as much as you can. When you do this, you're going to feel a lot of muscles start to fire, but really focus on the outside of your hip. Hold this comfortably for a couple seconds, and then just like a windshield wiper, you're going to swing towards the other side and repeat. Do this nice and slowly for 15 to 20 repetitions in both directions. Afterwards, see how you feel, if it's really helping out, but it's still a little bit tight. At that point, just keep throwing repetitions in until everything is nice and loose. But let's take this one to the next level, throw a couple more movements in to see if we can get some more relief. So let's start with the side that has the most pain or discomfort. Let's say it's our right hip. We're going to straighten the other leg like this while that painful side's knee stays at 90 degrees straight upward towards the ceiling. You're going to take the hand on the other side and grip on the outside of your knee. Now pull your knee across your body towards the floor like this. You are going to feel a really deep stretch on the outer part of your hip. Hold this comfortably for about 20 to 30 seconds, release it, and then repeat this 3 to 5 times. And with each repetition, try to build into it just a little bit more. And for good measure, I would do this on the other side just to make sure everything is kept in balance. But if you really want a deep stretch, give this one a try. So again, whatever side that you have the most pain or discomfort, let's say it's our right side, what we're going to do is just have our knees bent, feet flat for this one. Take the painful side's ankle and place over your other side's knee. So when you look up, it should look like a figure 4. What you want to do is take this bent knee and press it away from you, but don't use your hands. Instead, use your leg and hip strength, because the more that you press away, the more that you're going to feel a deep stretch across the outer part of that hip. Hold this for about 5 seconds, and what you want to do is slowly swing your body, I should say your legs, towards the other side, really focusing on that hip. Again, hold this for 5 seconds, release it, and then repeat this 5 to 10 times. And with each repetition, try to build into it just a little bit more. And then from there, switch sides and repeat to keep everything in balance. Here's a really good exercise that we can do seated. For this one, we're going to start by targeting the side that has the most pain or discomfort first. Let's say that's our right hip. You want to take that side's ankle and place over your other side's knee, so when you look down, it should look like a figure 4. The first movement is taking this bent knee and pressing it down towards the floor, but don't use your hands. Instead, use your leg and hip strength, because the more that you press down, the more that you're going to feel a deep activation of the muscles across the hip, targeting the glutes. We're going to hold this for 5 seconds, release it, and then repeat this 5 times. And with each repetition, try to build into it just a little bit more. To take this movement to the next level and get a much deeper stretch, what we can do is take this bent knee, press it down, activate those muscles, and now keeping your back nice and straight, you want to slowly lean forward, lowering your chest towards the floor. Do this slowly because this stretch can become very intense very quickly. Again, 5-second hold. Another movement that you can try is to press this knee down, hold it, and then slowly tilt your shoulders and upper body towards the other side. You should start to feel a very deep stretch, a little bit more in the lower back with this one, below the ribs, kind of working across the lower back and towards the hip. So I would go through all these movements. If you find that one just helps you out a little bit more, at that point, throw a couple more repetitions in until everything is nice and loose. And I always like to finish with a really good stretch that targets those outer hip muscles. So for this one, I'm going to take my hands and cup around my knee and now pull this knee across my body towards my other side shoulder. You're going to start to feel a deep stretch form on the outer part of your thigh that works towards the outer part of your hip. Once you feel that, hold it for longer, about 20 to 30 seconds. And during that time period, just do nice, slow, controlled breathing. Just Just let out as much tension as you can. Release it, and then repeat this 3 to 5 times. And then from there, even if the other hip doesn't hurt, I would switch sides and throw a couple repetitions in just to help keep everything nice and loose. Here are a couple stretches that we can do standing. For this one, all we're going to need is a wall. Let's start by focusing on the side that has the most hip pain or discomfort. Let's say that's our right side. What you want to do is start facing that wall and have your feet a little bit wider than your hips. Put your hands on the wall for support. So whatever side that you're having pain, what you want to do is take that foot and just sweep over towards the other side until it feels like you're starting to feel a gentle stretch on the outer part of your hip. And at that point, you're just going to place your foot on the ground. What you're going to do from here is now slowly press your hips towards the wall. Do this slowly because the more that you press forward, the more that you're going to feel a really deep stretch on the outer part of your hip. If you don't feel it, just reposition your foot because the more that you sweep it over like this, the more intense this stretch will get. Once you feel that stretch, you want to hold this for 30 seconds. And during that time period, just do nice, slow, controlled breathing. You're going to release it and then repeat this 3 to 5 times. And with each repetition, try to build into it just a little bit more. Let's take this one to the next level and do another movement to see if we can get some more relief. So this time around, what I'm going to do is have that painful side's hip facing directly towards the wall. And I'm going to bend the arm on that side roughly at 90 degrees and place it against the wall for support. So this exercise, we're going to take the other side's foot and place directly in front of the other. So it looks just like this. At this point, we're going to take the hand on the other side, place it right over our hip, and now slowly press your hips towards the wall. Do this slowly because this stretch can become very intense. Once you feel that deep, comfortable stretch, you now want to hold this for 30 seconds, release it, and then repeat this 3 to 5 times. But I would go through both of these movements. You may find that one just helps you out a little bit more. And at that point, keep throwing repetitions in until everything is nice and loose. And for good measure, I would do this on both sides just to help keep everything in balance. So now let's go over a couple strengthening exercises that you can do daily for long-lasting outer hip pain relief. We're going to start on a floor on all fours like this. Have your hands roughly shoulder width apart, legs roughly hip width apart. So let's focus on the side that has the most pain or discomfort first. Let's say that's our right hip. What you're going to do is keep the knee on that side bent at 90 degrees and just raise it off the floor to the point where it's hovering. You're going to hold this and now slowly swing that knee and leg upward towards the ceiling while turning your body at the same time. We call this one the hydrant for good reason. The more that you raise your leg upward, the more that you're going to feel a deep activation of those muscles across the hip. Build into this one and hold it comfortably for 5 seconds. Release it, bring your knee back down, but don't let it touch because we're going to take this one to the next level by doing another movement. This time around, we're going to slowly raise our leg and foot upward towards the ceiling until our leg is roughly in line with our body. You're going to notice it targets the muscles a little bit differently. Again, hold this comfortably for 5 seconds, release it, put your knee back down on the floor. From there, you're going to repeat this on the other side. You want to do this nice and slowly for about 5 repetitions on both sides. Afterwards, see how you feel. If it feels like you have a little bit more energy, always challenge yourself by throwing in another set or 2. Here's a really good strengthening exercise that we can do in bed or on a floor. For this one, we're going to lie on our side with the painful side's hip facing the ceiling and support your head with your hand just like this. So you're going to have your legs and feet together, knees bent roughly at 90 degrees, and have your knees slightly forward from your body. So what I'm going to do is press my feet together and then take this top knee and slowly swing it backward like this as much as I can. The more that you press back, the more that you're going to feel a deep activation of the muscles across the hip. Really focus on that outer part of the hip and then hold this comfortably for 5 seconds, release it, and then slowly lower your leg back down. You want to do this nice and slowly for 10 to 15 repetitions, and with each repetition, try to build into it just a little bit more. Afterwards, see how you feel. If it feels like you have a little bit more energy, always challenge yourself by throwing in another set or 2. But let's take this one to the next level and make it a little bit more challenging. So this time around, what I'm going to do is straighten this top top knee, keep my legs in line with each other. And then from there, I'm going to slowly raise my foot and my leg upward towards the ceiling. Again, it's going to be a lot harder to do. Build into this one, hold it comfortably for 5 seconds, slowly lower your leg back downward, and again, repeat this 10 to 15 times. If you would like to target the outer hip a little bit more, this is what you can do. Before we raise our foot, let's turn it inward as much as we can until we feel a really good activation of those muscles across the hip, and then raise it up. You can also turn your foot outward like this and repeat. I would go through all of these movements. The odds are you're going to find that one certain movement or position just feels like it's the most weak, tight, or achy. At that point, treat it like your weak link and keep throwing repetitions in until it feels like you got a really good workout. Just remember, whatever you do on one side, always flip to the other and repeat to help keep everything in balance. If the exercises help, please support the channel by giving this video a like and maybe subscribing too. If you have any comments or questions, please leave them below and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Thanks for watching.